Shut up and sit down.
Hey, I'm Simon.
I'm Ellie.
And if you enjoy our videos, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that good old bell thing. That would be very kind of you indeed. And tonight, as usual, we're being surprised by you, our lovely viewers, who are recommending we check out movie trailers and surprise ourselves with them and then film our reactions.
So what do we have next?
Well, this is an interesting one. This is a 2018 movie that people have been recommending to us from the very beginning. And it's a Hindi language movie, a horror action fantasy movie, which is a really interesting blend of genres, set in the early to mid 1900s. The story for this movie was actually written when the director was only 18 years old.
Whoa.
And he actually took this to 7 different production companies who all picked it up and then dropped it. They actually started filming 3 times, and twice out of those 3 times, the director decided that it just wasn't doing the story justice, and he just scrapped the whole project.
After they'd already started filming?
Yeah, literally kicked it off, didn't like it, scrapped it, and went back to rewrite and rework the script and come back again. So apparently 3rd time's a charm, as we say over here. But I am really intrigued. I literally haven't done too much research on this at all. I've heard that it's very mythological based, a really complex storyline. I've heard it described as a slow burner, but by the end has a really climactic ending. But I saw so many things that looked like spoilers in the stuff I was reading that I kind of wanted to just bypass it and give the trailer a shot. So I am really intrigued. The movie is called Tumbbad, which I just love saying. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, and if so, my apologies. But I love saying Tumbbad. But we're going to check out the trailer for Tumbbad. And if you want to see what we think about it, stick around until the end. But for now,
let's go.
Let's go, Tumbbad.
सरकार मर गया अब यहाँ कुछ नहीं बचा हम तुम्बाड़ छोड़ रहे हैं
क्यों वाड़ा तो अपना हुआ ना वाड़े में जो खजाना है वो तो अपना होगा ना
Treasure?
Yes, treasure. Wow. Yeah, big spiky door.
सरकार पूरी जिंदगी ढूंढता रहा कुछ नहीं मिला उसे
और उस बुढ़िया का क्या खजाने के बारे में वो कुछ ना कुछ तो जरूर जानती होगी
Yeah, let's do one.
विरासत में मिली हुई हर
Oh God.
पर दावा नहीं करना
मैं नहीं करूंगा तो कोई और कर लेगा
लालची है
यही तो गुण है मुझ में
Whoa. Oh, cool.
ये तो सिर्फ एक ही है वहाँ तो पूरा का पूरा खजाना छुपा हुआ है चल ना खजाना कहाँ ढूंढते हैं आई
16
पापा ने तो सिर्फ तुझे रखा है जब मैं बड़ा हो जाऊंगा तुझसे ब्याह करूंगा उम्र क्या है तेरी
खजाने की बात करना भी अशुभ है
Oh, I love that voice.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Oh God. Why would you follow that voice?
You have a choice because it calls you.
Yeah. Whoa.
अभी तो शुरू भी नहीं हुआ है
Oh my God.
बाबा
Wow.
तुम्बाड़ में क्या है वो देव वही सोजा वरना हंसता रहा जय नाम लेने से भी आता है क्या
Wow. So we should prefix our reactions to this by the fact that I am a big horror movie fan.
No.
No, you're not so much a horror movie fan at all.
This is too scary and I'm not going to watch it.
See, though, I mean, I definitely get that this is, it truly is a horror movie. It's not an adventure movie with some monsters in it, like an Indiana Jones style adventure, even though it had some of the same kind of visuals as an adventure movie. One of the reviews I read of it said it was a slow burner, came to a climactic finish, and was scary as hell.
Oh no.
So,
definitely not.
yeah. But what did you think of it? You know, even if you're a little bit too scared to watch it, what did you think of the trailer?
So I quite like it's a very original premise from our point of view. And kind of inheriting something, and maybe you shouldn't claim everything you inherit, which is definitely true, especially if it's a spooky body with a disembodied heart and it whispers at you. Don't claim those. Even if you inherit that, don't claim it. Leave it alone. Yeah. Stop it. Don't do it. Especially if it's in a big spooky hole
Yeah.
under a spiky door.
Yes, exactly.
Leave it alone. You'll be fine.
You know, the funny thing is we watched a Creepshow episode just a couple of weeks ago that was along these same lines, where they found a guy trapped in a suitcase and they realised that if they injured him, he would spit up gold coins.
Yeah, how did that turn out?
Not good. Not good for those stoner kids who wanted to squeeze gold coins out of a guy in a suitcase.
So avoid spooky bodies that promise treasure.
Yeah, I'm assuming it probably doesn't work out too well for the people in Tumbbad either. Yeah. There was a lot I really, really liked about it. I as I say, I liked the kind of Indiana Jones style visuals of the creepy corridor things, like that they were creeping through with vines hanging down, and
maybe puzzles.
Yeah, exactly. I like the puzzles. It kind of reminded me of a video game in some ways, in that you get these big puzzles that you need to solve to get to the next place. I liked the creepy voice that was kind of luring the child into the darkness and then grabbing him like Pennywise the Clown. That was pretty cool.
No.
But I also, and you're going to get me for saying visually stunning, because
Was it visually stunning?
it did have some visually stunning moments. There was a point where they were coming across some water and there was like a traditional Indian boathouse on the water that looked pretty amazing. There was another point of the lead character riding a motorbike across plains, and it was like a huge sweeping vista with the sunset. That was visually stunning. But the majority of the movie was in really up close claustrophobic settings, right? It looked like it was kind of under the ground or in some horrible place, like some evil temple where you just don't want to be.
Visually spooky.
Visually very spooky. Yeah, it kind of made me think as well. There were aspects that reminded me, I'm trying to think what other horror movie it put me in mind of, but like there were points where there's kind of a weird, sinister looking character just in the background and it's not moving and you don't know if it's a body or a doll or what. But
It's like a Hill House type thing.
yeah, that same kind of thing. And but you don't know at any moment something is going to jump out.
Oh, that's why it's horrible.
I like jump scares a lot. And, you know, I think, to me, it's always cool when you kind of draw the viewer's attention to something weird and creepy, and yet there's always something else. It's like in Jurassic Park, where the velociraptor that he's looking at isn't the one that gets him. It's the clever girl. So you're not a big fan of Tumbbad?
No, too spooky.
Wow. This looks right up my alley. I really like kind of fantasy. I love that giant spiky door he was pushing with a giant padlock. I do like fantasy movies. I liked it that this seemed to be set in the real world, but also had that kind of fantasy twist with this big old kind of castle crypt type setting. I liked the fact that it had a mix of horror and action as well. That was definitely my bag. So I would be all in to watch Tumbbad, but
You can by yourself. I'll be somewhere else.
Sounds like I'm watching it alone. If anybody wants to watch Tumbbad with me on a virtual Zoom party or something, I could probably use the company. Yeah, well, there you go. I am super impressed by that. I'm very grateful. Thank you so much to our viewers for suggesting Tumbbad. That was definitely hit the sweet spot for me. and
spooked me right out.
alienated you, so we might need some more comedies. And actually, we've had a few Indian comedies recommended to us that I really want. There's one, Bad I Ho, that people keep talking to us about that we have to cover very, very soon. But for now, unfortunately, that's all we got time for. So, as you know, we do this pretty often, so we will be back very soon on the next Dork Trailer Ambush.
Peace out, spooky nerds.
Shut up and sit down.